I'm David Griffin. It's the 3rd of January 2018. I'm here at Denby Cricket Club and I'm talking to
Dan Burgoyne
and Liam Glenn.
Thanks for joining us, gents. The first interview we did this evening, we talked to some of the more venerable senior members, shall we say, of Denby Cricket Club, but now we're going to some of the younger ones. We'll just start with you, Lee. What was your first association with Denby Cricket Club?
Probably my dad, really. My dad and uncle. So, dad's Phil, Uncle Mick. They played here since. Well, I think my dad had his first game when he was 10.
Really?
Alongside your dad. They both played together from 10 and 11, played in seconds, and after about half a season or a season or something, they played in first team. And it was when sort of Denby only had 2 teams. And just remember, I think the morning. Apparently, the day I was born, my first visit was here.
Really?
Not home. So my mum and dad brought me straight here. Which is same with Harry, same with Dan's son.
Really?
So there's a bit of a theme family sort of tradition going on. But yeah, it was just being here, just every midweek night. Not even usually just a bat and a tennis ball. Watching our dads play on a Saturday. And then being bored through the winter.
Cycling around Queen's Park as fast as we can.
Yeah, just with annoying Mark Allers who he had on earlier. We annoyed him quite a lot. That BMX was flying around the ground.
Were you interested in the game? Did you actually enjoy it as young kids?
Yeah, I think there was probably a period maybe where we sort of focused more on cycling around the ground and watching it. But I think as soon as we picked up a bat, started playing quick cricket at 6, 7 years of age, like just playing as much as we could. Any game, anything. So.
And similar for you then. You were
very similar. Will almost joined at the hip. Ever since we were young, so it's. Well,
so what year? What year? When would you have made your debuts? What year were we talking about when you would have played your first? Cause did you go into junior cricket or second level cricket? What was your start?
So we'd have gone into junior cricket. We would have started with the quick cricket.
Right. And when would that have been? Where were we talking about?
I reckon it was about 97, 96, right. 97. So I'll try and remember how old we are. I think 97. Yeah, 97. We'd be 6, 7 years of age. That would have been when we started playing quick cricket matches. First hardball game was probably under 13s. We played. Well, actually, we played under 12s as well. But I think we started playing the 4th team. Denby's 4th team senior team when we probably, you were a very good golfer, so you did more golfing at that point, but we definitely played. I played my first game for 4th team when I was 11, I think 11 or 12, with my uncle Mick in the 4th, and I bet you'd have been a similar age, playing up at Charles Hill down the road.
Right.
But yeah, it would have been about then. Yeah.
Was there pressure on you because you both got family that were playing the game? Were you expected to be good cricketers and? Did you turn into a good cricketer? You're captain, aren't you?
Yeah, well,
definitely. We don't want to. We're not big-headed, so we do our best. And
so, what age did you make your debut for the first team then? When did you graduate to the first team?
I think we were both about 16, weren't we?
I think we were both 15, 16 when we played a handful of some friendlies and some like Jackson Cup games, maybe when we were a little bit younger. I remember
just
first,
on the verge, weren't we?
Yeah, I think the first.
Short,
Once the club was short. But I think we played our first league game together because it was in Division 1. I think we would have been about 16, 17 when we first played them.
And what was the step up like? Because you talked about 4th team when you first started. What was the standard like that you were playing against?
Yeah, I think we.
Everything happens quicker.
It does. It's faster. The game feels like it's over quicker.
And this was Division 1, you say?
Division 1 when we started playing. Yeah.
Before we went in, I think we have 2 or 3 seasons in Division 1, and then we got promoted.
We'd have had about three, maybe 4. Might have been the 4th season when we won Division 1, didn't we?
Yeah.
And to go back up into the Prem. Yeah. So we did have. I think we were quite. I think we benefited.
Was it 12 or 13? Wasn't it?
I think it would have been 2012. I think would have been the year we won Division 1 to go back up.
Yeah, that was it.
I think we've always been quite lucky that the club's overall standard of the players throughout the teams is is good enough for us to have a really even split. So our fourth team at the time would have been in Division 6, and then the thirds were in 5, and the seconds were in 2 and 3. So there was like a really even split between. So each jump up wasn't like being like some of the clubs where the second team is in Division 5 and the first team is in Division 1. There's a huge
gap's just too big
gap.
now, I guess, tonight.
I think just because we love cricket and just play it so much and doing it all the time, I think each jump up was exactly as Dan described it. It was just faster.
So what was Prem like then, going into the Prem?
That was, I think that was probably the biggest jump I reckon.
End of the day, we're both amateurs, aren't we? It's a step up where you've got current ex-professionals playing in it.
So who were the players that when you said you went up in 2012? So who were you coming up against then in the Premier League? You just said Dan players, pros.
We've got Hassan Adnan, Steve Stubbins,
really?
the ones that still a pain in the arse now.
Yeah, and some of the overseas players that we've had like Michael Beer, who's played
the slow left arm.
I mean, we were lucky enough to get obviously Cam Bancroft, who's.
Well, it's quite topical because obviously years to come,
currently representing
Australia. Years to come, people think, why is this topical? So, for the benefit of this film, this is England are currently playing Australia in the Ashes, and Cameron Bancroft is playing for Australia, and he played here. You played alongside him, presumably.
Yeah, fantastic guy.
Was there any suggestion then, any hint of a Test player in the?
I think he was. I think he was touted as. His technical ability and his skill level was just dead obvious that he was like a top player, but I think he was touted more for his mindset, his work ethic.
How do you get an overseas player like that? What was the process for recruitment?
Well, at the time,
luck or
2013, I think it was. So he'd have been only 2021. I think he came over as a young cricketer, wanted experience playing in conditions, wanted to do coaching. So he coached at the club, coached the under 15s or under 14s, took the team and
everything he did with military.
Really?
Absolutely, it was
very, almost like a tireless work ethic.
He was a brilliant role model. Brilliant.
He's actually inspired a lot of our juniors. Definitely. And like you say, a good role model to a lot of our juniors. We've got Denby, got a very good junior setup, a wide variety of lots of teams, lots of different age groups, and I think he definitely inspired quite a lot of those people.
And what are your particular disciplines? What are your straight? You're batsman, bowler, all rounders. What do you do?
We're both batsmen.
Right. So who
captain?
You're the first, right. So who are the? I'm going to try and second guess you, but I won't tell you. I've got one name of a bowler, I think. But who are the bowlers at the moment then that give you the most trouble in the Premier League? I've got one who I think you might name.
Well, there's a guy he always has my number, Denty from Rolleston. He's a decent, very good opening bowler, and I always seem to come a fundle to him. I either nick off or get trapped in front. I think the difference.
Dan doesn't want to admit there's any bowler out there.
There's plenty out there.
It's harder to pick one actually.
What's the standard like? Is it a good competitive league from your perspective?
Plenty competitive, plenty good enough for me. Yeah.
I think for us as batsmen, I mean I think because we love cricket, we train hard throughout the winter. We train twice a week, don't we? We come up separately to do our own net sessions, and we're trying to work on a game as often as we can, maybe sort of 3 times a week. And I mean,
do you get coached? Do you get coached or mentored or anything at this level of the game?
I think some clubs do. We've had a bit more input last year, haven't we?
Yeah, we've tried to.
Your uncles took the realm and done some coaching with us.
It's really done. Just tried to bring us all together stronger as a unit. Practicing harder and probably more practicing on particular things rather than just batting and bowling and such, because fielding nowadays is such a huge part of the game
rather than just like turn up and net, like just do a net session. It's more disciplined. I guess we've learned some of those virtues from people like Cam and some of our other overseas players.
It was interesting you say that because I'm old enough to remember 1976 when Eddie Barlow came to Derbyshire and he had players doing exercises before the game on the outfield, and spectators of away counties used to give them the bird as if what's going off here, and that was when this pre-match sort of warm-up stuff first started in English cricket, and lo and behold, it happens now at your level, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
So what would be an average day when you're playing a game that kicks off at 12:30? Do you start?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what
12:30.
time would you have to get to if you're playing here? What time would you be here then?
Well, we get here about
Normally,
quarter past.
yeah.
Well, we
Normally ask them to get here for is it 11:15
Well,
for
if
half
it's
Really?
yeah, so
Really?
we try and have
15 minutes when you're messing about, getting your kit out, getting changed.
Yeah. Game of football.
Yeah,
That's
always,
it,
always
yeah.
football, always a game of football.
And who manages that then? Is that a captain thing, or do you have somebody takes it?
I
And,
think we
We just kind of. Pete helps, my brother helps a bit,
Yeah.
and he's obviously tries to use his input. But we're just mucking together, to be honest, and we all it's all a similar routine.
yeah,
We all know our routine, which I believe is important, because even though we are amateurs, it's almost semi-professional.
yeah,
The Premier League into, so we've got to take it seriously. And I think we all know as job roles, and we all know basically put the circle out if we're at home ready. You know, it's all little things, but obviously to try and take the weight off Dave a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think particularly for the pre-match routine and stuff
But
like you say, we
we'll know
come
what we
across
need to do.
teams who have some
Coaches.
potentially at one point we've seen teams turn up to a couple of coaches running drills,
Bowling
4 or
machines
5.
really.
Either
Bowling machines.
For fielding,
Bowling machines
yeah,
out.
fielding
Oh,
machines, yeah,
yeah,
like,
and
like a bowling machine.
I think it's I think you want to try and instill that same level of professionalism and discipline, and I think it's like you say, we're competing against some quite decent sides, so we've got to try and match it as best we can, and I think it's also it bonds you as a team as well. Like it's always good fun having a kick about football and stuff like that, and I think everyone knows it. I think Dan. So Pete, your brother Pete, he's with his experience of playing professionally and playing for different sort of professional setups and sides. He brings a lot of that with him, and particularly the specific drills for fielding that we just stand with a bat and whack a ball at each other till we know how to catch it. But Pete adds a lot of that, adds that other dynamic into.
Which is brilliant for the younger element, because we're a very young first team.
I was going to ask, what is the makeup of the first team at the moment? Is it a young, local-based side?
It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it's been brilliant. Last season, the 2017 season's been as well as a whole. Personally, for me and for the club, it's first year captaincy, and I found it very difficult at the start.
Really?
The lads have been brilliant. Everyone's mucked in. Everyone knows the job. Everyone stepped up. I think overall we were banking. I think everyone was banking on us going down, and we showed a bit of bottle, which was great to see. Great to see, and great to be a part of last year. And long may it continue this year. But generally, it is a very young team. I think average age.
Oh,
17 did
we
we
really?
look at?
Oh, that is
16,
young.
17. So
Yeah, I mean we've had some
me
games.
and you
I mean,
bumping it up.
yeah, we had a few games. Simon played a really important part last couple of years, and he brings a lot of experience to the side. And after Simon, it's me and you. I'm second oldest at 26. And then most of those, like Pete's fourth oldest at 22, 23 just turned, so it is a young side, particularly coming up, like I say, the average age of a lot of the other clubs and a lot of the other players, like I say, club cricket anyway, you peak between, probably you peak in the maybe 30, between 30 and 40, we come across guys, Max Sauce still hitting hundreds. He's been hitting hundreds in the Premier League for 20 years now, 25 years.
But I guess the next decade could be your golden period if you can keep this group
exactly.
together.
You see
That's
a lot
what
of
we're
the
banking on.
better, successful teams, pardon we say that, currently have a lot of them, the 25 to 35 year olds that say should be in the absolute prime. But yeah, let's just try and keep. Luckily, if we can keep the team we've got, a lot of young lads. Hopefully, in that next 10 years, touch wood.
And are there any? Because this would be great for future this video. Is there anybody in there in your young side at the moment that you kind of tip for real stardom? Don't get you could be picking a Joe Root now, or somebody who in 10 years' time people say, blimey, those blokes knew what they were talking about. Is there anyone that really kind of, you think he's got a, he could be a contender? Is there anyone that good?
I guess probably from that point of view, it's Ben,
Yeah,
Ben
we've got a
Chapman,
couple.
Lily,
Harry.
Harry's joined us last couple of years. Both, I think Ben's at Warwickshire now, and he's played a few second team games. Harry's played a couple of Derbyshire second team games last year. Just good, really, very talented young players. A hell of a lot better than we were at that age, And those are probably a couple of the guys that stand out. But say the season before last, we lost five of our experienced players in the first team.
Quite senior players and all.
All in that 25 to 30 age group, and like I say, our lower order really was made up of 4, 7, 18-year-olds, and they've all sort of come in, and I think every one of them is going to be a very good Premier League player, and a couple more probably go on to play at a lot higher standards.
Yeah. Well, good young keen players, you can't go wrong, can you, really, if they want to play?
No, exactly.
So just going, before we conclude, just looking forward long term, I mean, presumably you're in your prime, or approaching your prime, in your 20s, you must have many years ahead of you. Where do you see yourselves, where do you see Denby, what's the ambitions for Denby as a cricket club?
I think we've watched our dads win the Premier League.
Watched them win silverware.
Watch them win the treble and watch them win the League Cup, and I think my goal. It's not.
Oh, I want to slice it.
Yeah, we want to slice it. Yeah, we've been watching them do it. We've not done it yet, but.
So what did they win then? I've no doubt they're going to talk to us about that in a bit. What did they win?
Also, the first team won the Silver Link twice, I believe.
Right.
I might be wrong. My dad will correct me. I think the Premier League title. The original Division 1 and then Premier League combines about 5 titles.
Really?
Between the era of my uncle and my dad and your dad playing in that side. So I think, for me,
so they've got the bragging rights at the moment.
They
so
have,
you
definitely.
want to emulate them.
My personal goal is just to play cricket and enjoy playing it, because it can be a tough sport at times. We've had that this year, but I think we just want to win the Premier League. I think that's end game for us as, like I say, for us as amateur club players, and it's the highest standard we can play at.
And to keep playing at the end.
To enjoy it.
Enjoy it to keep playing.
And I was somebody once saying to me that league cricket was so much harder than any other form of cricket because you only get one go a week. And if you get run out for naught or whatever, it ruins your week. And,
it does, yeah.
And whereas if you're a county cricketer, there's another game tomorrow or another innings tomorrow. You guys do it. Look, it's been lovely to listen to young people talking about the game so passionately about it. Thank you very much indeed, both of you.
No worries, thank you very much. Cheers.